Okay, let's read this goal together. Here we go. I will learn what to do if an intruder enters the building. I want you to think about what that means. If an intruder was to enter the building, do you know what to do? Are you a level 4, 3, 2, or 1? Show me your number now. What is that? A lion. I want you to go into a think tank. What do you know about a lion? What do you know about a lion? What do you think about a lion? Go into a think tank. Corbin, what do you know about a lion?
They're fierce.
They're scary. They're fierce. What else do you know about a lion, Fisher?
They're ferocious.
Ferocious. And very what?
Very dangerous.
So we know that sometimes there are animals that can be scary or ferocious, right? So we're going to talk today about an intruder. What should we do when an intruder enters the building? Does anybody know what that word intruder means? What does it mean, Chloe? Intruder.
Like if someone you don't know enters the building.
If someone you don't know enters the building, okay. So, but I mean, we have family members come into our building all the time, right? So is that an intruder?
No.
Okay, so what do you think, Sawyer?
I think someone in the building that's not supposed to.
Someone that's not supposed to be in our building, right? So when we think back about that lion that's scary and ferocious. So an intruder is someone that's probably pretty what? Scary. It's a scary person, right? If an intruder is coming into our building, are they coming into our building to help us learn?
No.
They're coming into our building because they might want to do what?
Hurt us.
They might, right? So we need to learn what we should be doing if someone like this were to come into our building, okay? There are 2 things that we can do. The first thing is what?
Listen to the teacher.
Listen to your teacher. So I want you to go into a think tank and think about, what does that mean if I'm going to listen to my teacher? All right, so I just put up 2 pictures. What is this a picture of? Eyes. So I want you to think about, what does that look like? What does it look like if you are following your teacher's direction? If you're listening to your teacher, what does that look like? What does that look like? Fisher, what does it look like?
Like you're looking straight at them.
So you're
Not talking
looking
at your teacher.
at teacher. Does it have to be your teacher?
No, it could be an adult.
Just any adult in the building, okay? What else does it look like? Okay, do what she says. Okay, so we've talked about what that would look like. What would it sound like if you're listening to your teacher? What does it sound like, Sophia? So no talking, because if you're talking, are you going to be able to listen?
No.
Ignore if someone else is, so like if somebody's sitting next to you, you're not going to turn and have a conversation with them about what they did last night, right? What should you probably do?
Ignore them.
Okay, but if you're ignoring them and they keep talking, could you give them a signal?
Yes.
What's a signal that you could give them? Show your neighbor the signal that you would give them if they were talking and you're supposed to be listening to your teacher. What else would it sound like? It would be silent. If an intruder comes into this building, the first thing you're going to do is stop and do what?
Listen to your teacher.
Stop and listen to your teacher. This next part has 2 parts, okay? So an intruder has come into the building. We're listening to our teacher, and your teacher could give you one of 2 different things to do. So I want you to silently read this to yourself. What does lockdown mean? If you were going to describe that word to someone, what would you say? And so let's write some of these things down. So it's going to look like what? What did Gavin tell us? Getting down
Low.
Get down low. So if you're getting down low, like we have a big window in front of our door. Are we going to get down low in front of this window over here?
No.
Why wouldn't we get down low in front of a window? Why wouldn't we do that, Bradley?
People could see you.
So if you're getting down low, you want to get down low where?
Like over the corner.
Covered. So get down low. So it's kind of like a big game of what?
Hide and seek.
Hide and seek. You're trying to hide, right? So let's think about in our classroom, where's somewhere where you could go into a lockdown? If Mrs. Ivers, the first step was to listen to your teacher, and I said, we need to go into a lockdown. What would that look like? Where would you go in our classroom? Where would you go, Sophia?
Under that table.
Under this table. Where else could we go? So, Sadie?
Like, we could go under your desk and then block it with your chair.
You could go right here under my desk, right? And you can move some of that stuff out. Could we move this in front of us?
Yeah.
What about under the sink? Could we go under there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a pretty big box under there, but I bet we could probably fit 3 or 4 of us under there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where could we go? Anywhere over here, really?
Yeah.
Right? Because if we're this way, and if somebody's trying to look in our door, are they going to see us over here?
No.
What else would it look like? Corbin?
It would look like hiding.
Hiding. Exactly. It's going to look like hiding. Anything else that we could add to our chart, what it might look like? Annalyn?
Not being seen.
Not being seen. So the point of locking down would be if there is an intruder right here in our yellow hallway and we can't get out of our door, we need them not to think that maybe we're not in here. So we have to be really what? Quiet. We have to be silent.
We could turn off the lights.
Turning off the lights, right? So lockdown is when we kind of go into that hiding spot. The lights are off, the doors are locked, right? I'm going to give you a new word. Are you ready for it? Enhanced lockdown. Can you say that?
Enhanced lockdown.
And an enhanced lockdown is when, if in case the intruder comes in, we have something in our hand, whether it's our toolbox or a chair or a book or a Chromebook, ready in our hiding spot. So if they get in, what are we going to do with those things?
Throw them.
We're going to throw those things at them. What else could we do while we're throwing the things? What can we do, Sawyer?
We could run.
We could run how?
We can run fast.
Run fast, right? So I'm going to add that to our chart. And that's if they were to get into our room, okay? So now, what if they don't come into our room, or we see an opportunity because we're listening to our teacher to evacuate? What does that mean, to evacuate? Where have you heard that word before? Have you heard that word before? Bradley, what does it mean to evacuate?
To leave the building immediately.
To leave the building immediately. We do not want to take any of our things with us because that's going to do what, Bradley? Slow us down. And if there's an intruder in our building, we don't want to do what? We don't want to be slow. We want to be moving what? Fast. So if we're listening to our teacher, and let's say Mrs. Padilla or someone has come over the intercom and they say, the intruder is in the gym. Are we close to the gym in our hallway right here? No. So we have the opportunity to do what?
Evacuate.
Evacuate. And what does it mean if we're going to evacuate? Why do you think we should leave the building quietly?
So he doesn't hear all the kids.
So the intruder doesn't hear us, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to get out where?
Outside.
Get out of the building. Okay? And thinking about our classroom, we have how many exits out of our classroom? We have 2. Gavin says we have 2. Who agrees with him or disagrees with him?
I agree with
What do you think, Chloe? He says we have 2.
I think it's correct because the window we can get out of and the door.
We could get out of the window.
We just need
The first exit we're going to try, though, of course, is what?
the door.
The door. We have learned about 3 different things today, right?
Yep.
What to do when an intruder enters the building. What's that first thing you're going to do no matter what? Listen to the teacher. And then we can do what? We can go into a lockdown. But wait a minute. When we think about lockdown, what's that new type of lockdown that we could do? An enhanced lockdown. And that is where we take things and we're prepared to do what?
Throw them.
If the intruder were to come into where?
Don't
Our classroom. Okay? And then if we have the opportunity, if your teacher sees the opportunity, what are we going to do? What's this? We're going to leave our things and evacuate, right? So, what we are going to do now is you all have a piece of paper on your desk. Okay, you're going to fold it in half. On one side of it, you're going to draw a picture and write a sentence about what you would do in a lockdown. On the other side of it, you're going to draw a picture and write a sentence about what it would look like if you were to evacuate. So we're going to look at our goal again. Read it with me. I will learn what to do if an intruder comes into the school. I want you to think about where you are on that. Are you a 4, 3, 2, or 1? Show me your goal. Remember, it's for me and you only. Thank you. You may put your numbers down. Good job.